Thank you, y'all who bought charts and everything. Recently, I just went to the snore. I can't even talk. I'm about to go to sleep, but I'm like shaking all over right now. It says the snuggle is real, so I got him, and I need to name him, but this is my new cuddle buddy. So we are transmuting the shit out of this, but there is energy hitting the planet. Like, when I don't have words or understanding completely, that's when we're all in uncharted territory. So know that from the highest perspective, and I'm talking, because let me ask, see, I'm trying not to let my mind make the number bigger. Fuck, well, I'm hearing 5. There's 5 on the planet, okay, that know the 44 structure of Freemasonry. Understand that in true Freemasonry, you have to tell what you're doing. Like, what I came on and talked about last night is some real ass shit that has been going on in my world for the past 2 years. And this was nothing compared to the training that I went through. And it isn't just me that's getting it. I know that it is hard to grasp, and everybody just wants to pretend like it's just all cotton candy. But the thing is, if you don't know your gifts and powers, there are super soldiers around you that are trained to fucking do it for you. In a lot of ways, it's dragon training. So when these things happen is when we learn and when our ancestors are able to show us what our abilities are. Wonder Woman don't know she can move a house until that bitch falls on her. Period. Dot. Period. Dot. And it's not an event that you sign up to be thrown under a house to see if it works. Because only in the energy of the event can you move the house. It's a whole lot of things that are happening at once, but mostly it's the force being thrown at you that then you're learning how to alchemize and wield back in your own way to immediately turn events like I did last night. And how they cannot arrest me. And how I've changed documents in the middle of a negotiation. Because you can change the matrix. You can change any. You have the collective behind you. So if you get a surge of energy sent at you, it is the very most important part to talk about it. And then to realize you caught that lightning bolt. For all of us. Understand the shadow. Because I feel like for whatever reason, there's some judgment going on about it all. Now maybe that's my subconscious in that weird fucking house they had me trapped in. I don't know. But it doesn't matter because I understand. It's been the problem down here. It's how they've been getting away with it. But understand that in the minute when you catch it and then you spin it, ask Michelle. Michelle from the Netherlands, can you please come on here and talk about one of the events that you saw me go through that was most impactful to you understanding what the hell we're dealing with down here in the United States, because this is the most important part for people to understand, especially the new energy workers and light workers that are getting their upgrades. Y'all, like, there's a whole level that you're gonna be walking into that there are only a few of us that understand and can speak to it to you, but your answers are coming in your consciousness when it happens. It's who's training you on the fly, in the now, in the moment. So it's why when stuff like this happens, come damn tell us, because you're getting new ways to deal with it. You're getting at least 5 perspectives of how to deal with it in your way when it happens, which is the most important part, because if the other people don't have the armadillo arsenal against it that you do, then they're really screwed until you tell them, until I tell you. This is real AF. It's why we're here, and this is a bridge that we're building. We're operating in there. It's basically like we activated all the super soldiers. Now we're in it. We're working as a team, but there is no matter going to be energy on a repeat, that because it's a repeat constellation cycle. But see, this time this was speak of energy that has never been here on the planet. And this is the energy I've been living in for the past 2 years and battling for the past year. The most darkest energies that were coming off everybody and culminating to have me deal with. But it's why I was here. But it's why each of you are here too, in your own shadow way, which is why the shadow workers need to be everybody's best friend. And that's where our power comes from. And even just coming on here, and most of my transmutation and how I get out of stuff in the moment is talking about consciousness to the highest conscious being there, and it raises the frequency so quick in the area that then I can see the light and I know what to do. Legit. My voice and communicating consciousness to all of y'all is also what's helping you clear your energy. It's why you want to sit and listen to me. It's why I'm here. But we need to hear from you too. We have to. Please listen to me. Please. I think I'm going to have to do a YouTube video on this. Maybe I can post this. I'm not sure. Please listen to me. And share this with any shadow workers. There are energetics in the super soldier programs and how they were trained. There are no state lines anymore. This is energy. Everybody needs to go watch Ant-Man and Wasp Man. Like legit. Because energetically, that is how the world was being run. Now understand, when I say that there's 5 that understand the consciousness of the 44, that means that it's available for everybody. But it's live, and it's never been done before. So there is not a current to get in until it's created. This is why on Earth we're in uncharted territory, because even the super soldiers were being led by a plan that they didn't write. Period. Dot. Now, I'm hearing there's 50. I'm hearing there's about 50 on the planet that actually, in different variations and levels, have the same amount of consciousness that I do in different subjects per the 55 and 44 Whether we know who they are, they're in their closet, it don't matter. If they're connected into the other lines besides Einstein and Tesla and that, and they're connected down and have connectors lower into other subject lines, that's what we need. And the railroad system, oil and gas, I don't care who they are, I don't care. There are at least 50 on the planet right now, today, that fully get it, which then allows everyone else to get it. But you still have to embody it, and you have to walk it, or you don't have shit. And if you don't clean and heal from the trauma before you go into some wizard battle, you ain't getting out. And pretty much that is what happened to us. Because why? Because in the middle of some type of energetic battle, you can't have any emotion or charge to it. Because if you do, then it pulls you into the current, and you can't get in to get yourself out. Now that is part of ascension, because you're getting yourself out so that you can remember how to get out. And a lot of us were here to break old magic that our families had set up. If you don't have the DNA and consciousness of the original spell, then it isn't broken. And most of the crap that was wrong here on Earth is a bunch of old magic that nobody knew how to take down, because everyone forgot about intention, and everyone tried to act like they were in religions, and everybody forgot about spirit. And I mean everybody. I mean every soul on this planet. Every soul. Every completely cut off. So there is no judgment. But no matter, wherever you end up is your superpower to get out. Period. Dot. Please, if you don't want to listen to me, then call somebody, or listen and call somebody. Don't listen to no YouTube video. Find a connection and talk about this. I know every single person listening to this has been in some type of attack over the past 12 months. There ain't no way in hell that you have not been affected, because it was the entire collective and those of us that were leading y'all's energy and your intelligence and your telepathy, because we had strands into all of it. Period. Dot. It's how the collective does it. Each one of us has a power structure different than the other, that all work together in unison, but only the ones who are completely clear and can get through and have learned and have gone through the journeys that you learn every. It never stops. It never stops. What you get good at is recognizing what's going on, and then you understand what you're doing, because in the moment when it's all happening, you won't know what's going on. You'll just know what you need to do. And it is not till you leave that energetic hold, that magic bubble, that force that came at you. Because when that force comes at you like a speedball of cotton candy, the only way that you can get out is to turn it into sugar right in front of you and walk out. And you will. Your ancestors will tell you exactly what you should do. And then you need to come and tell us. But guess what? Guess what? You're not going to see it until you walk out of that sugar that's on the ground. But you ain't even going to realize it's sugar until you get out of that bubble. And then when that bubble falls, everything that was holding it up is shown to you. And do not second guess. If you hear covens having sex parties in the hotel that you're at, do not second guess that shit. Now you understand that you're dealing with sexual energy. Well, it's the most powerful energetic in this world. Now you know what that energy feels like. No judgment to the ones that were doing it. They'll learn their lesson, because when that energy comes right back at them, they're feeling it. It's part of their training. No judgment. But it's transmuted in the instant. Now you know what that energy force feels like. And when you leave that bubble and you walk out of the sugar, you know how it feels in your body. You know that you feel like you just got beat the fuck up. Now you have an Akashic library of that feeling. My conversation last night that saved me from the situation that I was in at the AC Hotel on top of Jerry Jones World in Frisco, Texas, on top of the $29 billion mile, where all the Californians sent their motherfuckers over here to Texas in order so they could attempt to set up these star systems with Elon Musk and have the whole goddamn universe revolve and power and feed Texas under the Masonic magic rule. Yeah, that's where I was last night. Now, you know what? You're talking to one of the leaders of the collective, and I told you there's 50 that are out there, but then there's more that even have them embodying archangels and all of that, because understand, the archangels don't have all the information that I'm giving you. You embody archangel energy before you get to the point that you're a master creator, walking and mastering the ability to create from 0 point out of pure manifestation energy. That ain't archangel energy. Archangel energy is, I am Michael, I'm a protector, I show up to defend. You'll be drawn into the collective to show up and defend. If you don't know how, but that's why you learn to be at Michael. Or maybe you learn to be Gabriel, but you're learning a shadow of one of them before you get out. Last night we had an alignment that's never been seen before on the planet. It's never linked in its entirety, because Spica energy is pure flow God particle coming from Ophiuchus. Arcturus is only halfway to Ophiuchus. This planet was being held upside down and turned and backwards. The Zodiac killer, the Zodiac, all that bullshit. It's bullshit, and it's what was governing this world down here. And it was made up from death and murder and all types of events that you will, by the end of this, whenever you get your Masonic download, because you will. In fact, it's why it's coming up. A lot of you are getting it right now. You are getting your Masonic download. You are on a planet where that is how everything was fucking run down here. You think that you can come and set up something else on top of it and not have to dismantle some things? Get out of the clouds. Like, come on. This whole light worker thing that has been going down here on YouTube and all this bullshit was all set up to fail. And I have said it from the beginning. If you want to go back to my 2018 videos, because when I said it, I didn't understand it the way I do now. But here it is. There's a special place in Tartarus for the ones who came in manipulating this information to control. And there ain't no judgment. But that's how far out you sent the rest of us. And you better be grateful that there's a path for you to get back quick. But we don't want to hear none of your crying bullshit about it. And we definitely don't want to hear your judgment. And we definitely don't want to hear from any of you how nobody wants to hear or understand this. Because the ones that do, and do this on the daily, we're angels walking the ground now. Period. Dot. And we ain't got no time. We don't care. Because if those of us don't keep doing it, y'all ain't gonna have nothing. The infrastructures of the corporations and everything that everyone is just popping back in their little jobby jobs. Welcome to 2000. If you go signed up for your big 200,000 a year job because they've made you to the point where you're bankrupt and you have no money, then I'm sorry, my friends, you are fucked. And you are not just fucked for the next 10 years. You're not just fucked for the next 20 years. No, you are fucked for the next million years. And if you don't hear me, and if you don't hear us, and if you're not watching the weather, and if you're not noticing that the Washington Monument got struck by lightning, the White House struck by lightning, George Floyd's mural struck by lightning last fucking week. And if you're not noticing that the New Orleans flooded and how that went all the way up to then clear the Masonic underground tunnels of fucking New York, and if you're not seeing and listening to space weather, and if you're not knowing what your energy is, and if you don't know, I'm sorry, your main priority in this world is to heal right now and get with some people that give you support to hear what it is that we all have to say to you, or not. It's your decision. But I witnessed it last night. There will not be one of you that can stop any of us from communicating the information to the 50 that now get out to 1.8 million that support 30 million. You want to come aboard our ship? You got to clean your energy to get in, because you can't even get in until you do. And it ain't got nothing to do about an emotional who knows who. If your energy cannot get in, you cannot get in. And if you haven't cleared enough to hold money energy, then you don't got no money. And you can't have someone else hold your bags anymore. It is what it is. And I'll put out the warning again. Telecom and Wi-Fi very soon are not going to be available to anybody unless they have their organic DNA and their energy is tuned to at least the signal of Wi-Fi. And that's only 5th fucking dimension. We aren't in the 5D. 13D is Mary Magdalene. We went to the 55th dimension. It's as high as you can go. There is no going higher in any type of human consciousness. It's why we're anchoring at 44 parallel in this new world that is here.